everyone, this is Chris with Light Coalition, and this is going to be video 2 of our Vortex water testing setup. As you can see, I have 3 little glasses there. I have my bottle of water, and I have 2 different size Vortex water devices. I have the smaller one I've been using, and I have the larger one on the left there that has many more marbles. So basically there's my tester. I got my notes, my little Michael Jackson glove, and then on my laptop here, today I'm actually going to show you the software that I use that helps with interpreting the colors and measurements that I get. So to make sure that I get this test done correctly, I'm setting my stuff up a little farther away from my laptop because it's wireless and I don't want that to somehow affect any kind of readings. So basically I have a long sleeve on today, and then my little Michael Jackson glove, which is basically to keep my energy fields from interfering with the energy we're trying to measure. So what I'm going to do first is get the camera a little closer, run some tests. We'll do the regular water, we'll do the small vortex, and then the large vortex. And then after that I'll even do multiple passes to see if that affects the water at all. And then I will switch the camera over and get closer while I enter the measurements in the software and let you guys see that. So let me get set up and I'll be right with you. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is actually turn my meter on. Turn the filter on. As you can see, the filter says 0, so there isn't any interference in the area. I'll turn my interference meter off. You can see it moving. And basically I'll use the gate to slow it down. And that way it gives me more of a measured out reading. So I will hold it so it's ready to go. Water has not been opened, just regular bottled water. Get it close to the top here. Here's our small one. You can see the bubbles in it too. Alright, there's a big one. It is heavy. Alright, that's pretty much a whole bottle there. Alright, so we'll start by measuring the sides. We'll go ahead and get a nice measurement. So we have 176 on that one. And the reason I'm measuring the sides and the top is just to try to cover all angles. But what I've seen so far is that the top's the most important one. So there's 188.58. Seems that the energy seems to flow through the top of the glass where it's unrestricted. That one, 230.82. So it's a pretty big difference from 188. Let's go with the small vortex. $199.26. 204.20. .26. .241.52. Oh, I guess I didn't hit the button. 212.89. .259.81. Alright. So I will try to run these through a second time, but I do need another glass to catch it. So I will be right back. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and test the second pass. Does seem like there's a lot more eddy currents and bubbles in the bigger one, but so far it doesn't seem like the frequencies measure out too much different. So pass number 2 here. I actually went through 3 times because I recycled it that way. .174.03. I'll actually go right here. .174.56. I noticed this one fluctuating from 220 to 230 to 240 back down to 220. So we'll see what that measurement actually equals, but that was interesting. Most of them have stayed pretty steady. That one actually bounced around. .218.28. Pretty close here. .226.90. 259.11. After the first pass it was 259.81, so pretty darn close. I'm going to redo this one just because it was fluctuating so much. That's more like it. That's where it was about before the 236.56. So we'll look at both of those. We'll do it one more time. And then we can average it. Yeah, 237. So that's more like it. 237.38 rather than that 220. It just seemed to be moving around too much. Alright, what I'll do now is go ahead and switch the camera around and we'll see what the software and the colors and the measurements look like. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and enter the frequencies in. So the first one on the left was 176.94, 230.94, 188.58, 199.26, 262.26, 204.20, 241.52, 259.81, 212.89. So basically, like I said before, the ones that I'm really concerned about are the top ones, because what I've seen before on the left and the right, it's not that big of a deal. I don't think the energy is strong enough to really get out there. As you can see, we have the similar colors with like a burgundy and a red, orange, then we have the golds. So there's our colors there, and what I'm going to show you next is basically just the interpretation of the colors. But as you can see that we have two of the same colors on the small and large vortex. So far I haven't seen really any difference between length of the small one or multiple passes or the big one, and I'll actually show you a view of the multiple passes here in a second. Let's put I left this the same, but the small vortex second pass and large vortex second pass. Let's go ahead and put those in. 174.03, 237.38, 174.56, 218.28, 259.11, 226.90. So again, we have the orange and the gold here, which are both, from what I've seen, healing type energies, which is different from what I keep getting with the regular water. So we're definitely seeing a difference, which is a positive thing, and shows that water can be structured and can be re-energized, which is good for our bodies since we are all water. And it's that natural flow of the water, like going down the river, like I've mentioned before, you know, these eddy currents that happen from a creek going down the mountain. The water gets, you know, spun and turned in these vortexes and vortices, and you know, it re-energizes it. So when we have this water that just sits and doesn't move and still, and then goes through 90-degree angles which don't exist in nature, you know, everything's curved and everything's in a vortex, that helps re-energize the water that's going into our bodies. So the next thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and talk about the colors here in a minute. So let me get my chart. Okay, I just want to do a quick focus on the first pass and how we saw, you know, again, focusing on these top ones because these are helpful, but I just don't feel from all the tests that I've done that this gives an accurate reading of what's going on. It does change, and you can see it manipulate in certain ways, but this is really as close to the water as I can get without being obstructed by the glass, that I get the actual closest readings to what I feel. And last time we did the test in the first video, this, if I remember correctly, was red, and this is what's called rose, which is just a light red, so it's pretty much the same thing, the same type of lower energy, stagnant, I don't want to say bad, but you know, it's kind of like lower chakras where the gold and the orange, from what I've seen when we keep running them through the Vortex devices, is more of a healing emanation or healing towards that spot. So not only is healing going to it, you know, it can help you heal, in my opinion, from my personal experience and what I keep measuring. So I just wanted to show you guys that, so now you can see some physical proof, some measurements. You guys see the meters, you see the software, you see the colors change, you see me enter everything in. So I'm trying to be as open as possible and kind of open people's minds to how important water is and how to take care of water and how to use water. So much love to everyone, and thank you for watching.